What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Payne. Welcome back to another Street Fighter Duel video, and this time, guys, we're going to be doing another lore video, which a lot of you guys have been actually requesting. So in honor of Akuma dropping, we're going to do something a little more lighthearted than the last video I did, which is about the spending habits, and we're going to actually talk about Akuma's lore. So let's check it out. We're going to do it a little different this time. I'm going to do some drop scenes, I'm going to talk about some history, and this time, instead of looking at my face, you're going to be looking at some Akuma action. Here we go. Akuma and his brother Goken were students of Gotetsu. Gotetsu taught a nameless life-threatening martial art, which incorporates elements of karate, judo, and kempo. He also taught the Shun Gokusatsu, literally instant hell murder, a lethal technique which, although incredibly powerful, puts the user in considerable danger. As the brothers progressed under Gotetsu's tutelage, a dispute arose on the nature of their fighting style and the path to master it. Goken, unable to accept the violent nature of the Satsu no Hado of the fighting style, left Gotetsu to begin his own dojo, which Gotetsu did not oppose. Akuma continued Gotetsu's teaching and vowed to use their fighting style as it was intended. In order to learn Shun Gokusatsu, Akuma embraced the principle of Satsu no Hado and was forced to give up any compassion he held towards any other human beings. In addition, Akuma realized his limits as a martial artist could be expanded, and left Gotetsu's guidance of enlightenment to train alone to gain more power. However, due to embracing the Satsu no Hado to its fullest extent, he developed a lust to fight to death, unlike Gotetsu, who had been able to use the Satsu no Hado without giving in to the dark side. Once he completed his training, and coming back from his island, Akuma went back to Gotetsu and fought him in a deathmatch to prove that he had surpassed the master. Akuma killed his master with a Shun Gokusatsu, who died happy to see his student surpasses him, and Akuma, believing that he was a true master of the art, took the prayer beads of his dead master and placed it on his neck. Goken came to visit his master to see how he was doing, only to find his lifeless body and his brother, no longer human. Goken, shocked to see what his younger brother took the life of their master, berated Akuma, who said nothing and left for the woods. That would not be the last time the two brothers would meet. After Goki's disappearance, Akuma would show up a few years later, challenging Goken in his dojo to a fight to the death, while the then young duo Ryu and Ken watched. Akuma told Goken that he was not strong enough to face him without giving in to the killing intent. Goken retorted that the art was much more than just death and destruction, accusing Akuma of dishonoring their master's name. Akuma laughed and told his brother that Gotetsu did not truly understand the art, and that he was a fool for not using the Satsu no Hado to its fullest extent. In their fight, Goken had bested Akuma. Akuma told his brother to kill him, but Goken had no intention of murdering his own kin, prompting Akuma to call him weak for sparing the life of a strong opponent, and declared that one day he would return. Akuma and Goken would meet one last time, and this time, the fight to the death. Using the Shun Gokusatsu on Goken, Akuma believed him to be dead, not knowing that Goken had somehow lived through the attack by emptying his soul, and was only in a coma. Ryu and Ken were heartbroken when they found out the death of their master, and vowed revenge on Akuma. Well, there you have it, guys. That is the origin of Goki/Akuma and how he became who he is. At this point in time in history, after the death of Goken, Akuma began searching the globe for worthy opponents. He only cared about those who can beat him and those who can challenge him, and he never cared about the weak. He did not even bother with the weak. He eventually challenged Gen, and Gen actually survived as well with emptying his soul and just in time. And as Akuma beginning to wonder whether this man is worthy opponent he's searching for, he begins to sense not all is as it seems. When Gen's mouth began to bleed, Akuma's suspicions are confirmed. His opponent is sick. So when he found out Gen is sick, he didn't want to fight anymore. He pretty much said, "You're not worthy because you're not at your full strength." After being knocked out to the ground, Gen tells Akuma to kill him. Not wanting to carry the fight any longer, Akuma leaves, infuriating Gen. After the fight, Akuma becomes obsessed with Ryu, hoping to awaken the Satsu no Hado within his prey. So at that point, that's when his attention went to Ryu completely. And Ryu had already seen the death of his master, or so at least he thought, and he was becoming more consumed by the Satsu no Hado within himself. As we all know, the whole evil Ryu situation, right? and Ryu actually goes to Akuma's island and challenges him. Pretty much Akuma was only testing him. Like, we know this happens in the anime. This might not be true lore, like not canon lore, but it is something that's been documented in some of the animes and the mangas, not the manga, sorry, the comics. And Ryu finds himself pretty much obsessed with the Satsu no Hado and always trying to rebalance his Goken's teaching and Akuma's teaching. So Akuma's obsession with Ryu is pretty strong. It's a very Sith versus Jedi comparison, right? It's like the old age tale of good versus evil and not succumbing to ultimate power, and that's what Ryu and Akuma represent to one another. And as you guys know, Akuma eventually does get consumed fully to become Oni, the one true demon, and pretty much becomes an unstoppable force. He also challenges Bison in a battle because he finds Bison to be deplorable, because Bison uses psycho energy rather than martial arts to kind of take shortcuts and beat his opponents and mind control his opponents. So he has no love for Bison. He's also Ken obviously fights Akuma as well too at one point or another, and I believe Udon as well, if I remember correctly, and it does say down there after he finds out that he killed his master. So it's one of those things where Akuma is extremely powerful, evil, but he has so much honor, and that's what makes Akuma unique as a character, right? It's not the fact that he's just this like being who just wants to kill everything. He doesn't fight people who are not worthy to challenge him. He's looking to essentially be beaten. Is anyone strong enough to beat him? And it comes down to the fact is, no one really is at the end of the day, and he never feels satisfied with everything that is going on around him. So that's the showcase on Akuma's lore, guys. I know there's a lot more with him, but I just wanted to cover a little bit before he showed up, so you guys kind of have an idea for those who don't know anything about Akuma. So I hope you enjoyed the video. This is Payne. Talk to you guys soon. Take care.